Good.
Hi, welcome back to Wellington. I'm here to show you some of my favorite things that I like to use to groom my horse, to ride my horse with, and to wear myself. So first I'm going to start with my saddle. So this is an on-terrace saddle, it's a French saddle. I really like this saddle because it's really close contact, it's super comfortable. Pretty much feels like you're riding in a couch a little bit. So I really love it. Next thing I will show you is the girth that I use. I use just a simple Wintec girth, synthetic on the inside. My horse gets girth galls, so this is the best thing for him. So there's that. And my bridles, I ride in, I just got this bridle actually. It's a Isabel Worth bridle. One second. I really love it because it's really soft leather and it has a really nice crown piece for their poll that's padded. So it's extra comfortable because when you pull on the curve a little bit, it puts pressure on their poll. So to have this padding is really important. I also ride them with a pad under their chin just for a little more comfort. And that's that. My helmet. It's also a really important piece of equipment. This is also an on-terrace helmet. I like it. It's got leather here. It's got a few nice details, which is nice.
Have you experienced a fall?
I have, yeah. A couple months ago, I fell off and I got a concussion.
What?
So I will never, I'll never ride without a helmet ever.
Wow.
Like I really highly recommend people riding in a helmet because you just never know what's going to happen, like your horse trips. Or I was actually getting on at the mounting block and my girth was a little bit loose, so I slid off the other side and the horse took off and I hit my head pretty hard on the pavement. So I was really glad I had a helmet on.
Was it a young horse or
It wasn't a young horse. It was a 15-year-old Precinct George schoolmaster.
Wow.
So I never in a million years would have thought that he would have done that, but again, I was careless. I didn't tighten the girth and that happened. So
all the time.
This is my helmet that I wear all the time, yeah, at the show and at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it specific to dressage?
This one, no, it's not. On Terrace has just a general helmet, jumping and dressage. They've got a whole different look, I think, than other helmets, and they've got a million different styles. You can get them like shiny and you can get bling on them. This one's really simple. I'm not too crazy about all the blingy, but some people are, so.
Is it out now a little bit, or is the bling back?
The bling?
Yeah.
I think in moderation. Like, you don't want crazy amounts of bling, but I think a little bit here and there is fine. I'm not a huge fan of like putting sparkles in the horse's tail and mane and all of that. I'm pretty conservative when it comes to the show ring and having white polos and white saddle pad a little bit, but you know, I have
the bridle.
yeah, I've got just a few little rhinestones on the bridle, but nothing spectacular.
Hi, so I'm going to start out talking about some grooming tips and the products that we use in our barn. We use Hoof Flex. It's a conditioner, but it is also a very clear hoof polish, which is important for our jogs and things like that, so it doesn't make the white feet dark. We also use baby oil on the bridles and on the muzzle and on their face to make the bridles shine a bit better and to make their face glow. On my horse, well, both of my horses, they have white legs, and especially down here with the fungus and the scratches, it's very hard to keep the white legs without scratches, so it's very important to dry the legs very well, and then I put Gold Bond powder on it to dry the legs up. The Corona ointment I always keep in my ring bag, just in case the horses get a little scratch during the warm-up. You can put that on and it covers up the cut. We always use Show Sheen. Everyone knows Show Sheen for the tails. It makes it nice and smooth. Also, Cowboy Magic makes the tail shine, and also you can get Cowboy Magic for the coat. We always use Suave shampoo. It's cheap. You get it at the grocery store. I think it's like $1.20 or something. It makes the coat look very nice, and it's cheap. If you go to the exact store, it's usually like $25 for a bottle of shampoo that barely lasts. And I also use this. It's World Champion coat conditioner. If you spray it on the whole coat and the tail and just wipe it off with a towel, it leaves them very shiny.
In your store.
Yeah, at the pharmacy.
Very
Like
cool.
I would say half the things we buy at the pharmacy. Also, every day I always wear my mic when Ashley coaches me. It's an Epinair system. This is just a one-way that she can talk to me, but I can't talk to her. You can also get ones that you can talk both ways. So this is very useful for everyday training and at the horse shows.
How much are those, do you know?
For the one-way, it's $300.
Okay.
And mine, some of the ones you have to charge, but mine you just have battery. So I just always keep an extra set of batteries, and I've never had trouble with it.
And at the show, is it, if you can't talk to her, how does it work? You still use the one-way?
Oh yeah, I usually don't talk to her. Like, I just listen.
You just do?
Yeah, I just do. I also use this for my bridle for under the nose bands, just to give it some extra padding. For the gloves, I usually always wear ruffled gloves. I find them very comfortable and they last. They're not cheap gloves, but I find they're worth their
How many pairs do you have?
every day, 2 gloves, and I have 2 sets, and for white I have 3 or 4, just in case it rains. I think it's important to have an extra set in your bag, so if your gloves get wet you can't hold on to the reins properly. I ride in a Charles Owen helmet. I always ride in a helmet every day. When I was younger, I did not ride in a helmet, and it was a very poor decision on my part. I thought, you know, the age where, oh, it's fine, everyone's not wearing a helmet, I'm of the age. So I rode young horses, older horses without a helmet, but I soon realized that that was a very bad idea, and I've worn my helmet ever since. So I think it's very important for young kids, everyone, to always have their helmet on.
So when did you start riding in a helmet in the rings?
I wore a top hat for a few years, I think, and then I would say for the past 4 years I've been in a helmet in the show ring, and I probably only did not wear a helmet for 2 years maybe, and then I realized it was very stupid. We barely see anyone in a top hat. Maybe out of the show, maybe 3 people, but everyone usually has a helmet
Usually
on.
it's European.
To be honest, I think it's so much more comfortable. You don't have to worry about it coming off, or it's just... over here I have my saddle and bridle. I ride in a DK saddle. It's Canadian. Danny and Crystal sponsor me. The saddle's very comfortable. It has air instead of wool. It's super comfortable, and my horses' backs are always great. They're never sore because of the air. They also supply me with their girths. This is their own brand of girth. And for my mare, just so because her skin sometimes is sensitive, I have the sheepskin pad to go underneath, and you can just take it off and wash it. It's like a Velcro.
Cool.
So that's great. And my bridles, I ride in Schumacher bridles mostly. I always like to have a little bit of bling with all in. Not too much because he has a lot of white on his face, but
I'm gonna move.
But I love
Yeah, this one.
the Schumacher bridles, and I also have, especially with the rolled bridles, I think it's important to have a piece up on the crown because of the pressure, like Lindsay said. So I have just a Schumacher leather piece that doesn't put as much pressure on the pole.
And this you like separately, or that's the way you order it?
Well, that's the way I ordered it, but this, it does come off, so they're made without. So if you want it, you have to ask for extra.
And it's short bling because we didn't see it very well.
Well, with all in, he doesn't have that much bling, but with Tess, I have white rhinestones, so she's a girlier, so she can have a little more bling.
Okay.
So this is my amazing tack box. My wonderful farrier, Mike Phillips, made it for me. I just love it because it's small, and most tack trunks are really big and they're really hard to move around on the trailer. This is super compact, it's really light, it's aluminum, so the wheels are great. It's just really easy to move around, and there's a lot of compartments inside, so I'll just show you those. On this side we have a bunch of drawers, so you can put your gloves, your spurs, basically anything. I've got a drawer with all my brushes. I like to stack my polos up along the side here, and then on this side, need some WD-40, seriously. We can put our bridles, saddle. Oh, we have Eco Gold saddle pad in here. And we've got some wraps and some scrims down there, and it's just a great trunk. It's great to put everything in here and have it all in one place when you're at the show, because things tend to get a little disorganized. So it was really, really nice of him to make me this trunk.
Yeah. And how much they are?
I don't know offhand. I want to say around 3,200.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I have to ask him about that.
And where is he located?
Mike is located in New York and in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so he does all the horses in our barn.
Oh, he's the farrier who
He's
does
our
the-
main farrier for Ashley, mine, Brittany's horses.
And why did he start making boxes?
He just decided to do something on the side. Hard worker, I guess. Yeah.
See, it's very modern.
Yeah, it is, and I just love the way it looks. I love that it's all silver, and it's the perfect size. Like,
Perfect.
yeah.
And where do you store your ribbons?
Oh, our ribbons.
Oh, I love my ribbons.
Yeah, my ribbons are at home in a box. I haven't brought them out yet. But eventually, when I have my own house, I would probably like to put them in a box and hang them on the wall, but haven't really got around to that yet.
Where do you put your ribbons?
Well, I usually just hang them on a hanger. I don't have my own place. I'm usually here, New York, Ottawa, everywhere. So they're in my horse trailer or in my room. But I want to get my dad to make me something that I can put them in also, because I have a ton of hangers of just ribbons.
And how did your season go?
It was great.
It's
It was
done.
really, really good. Last weekend I showed I2 on All In. It was the first time, and it went really well. I won the first day with 70%. Then the second day I came in second with 2 CDI judges, had 69. I had a couple pilot errors, but for the most part it was really well. And I also showed Tess in the I2, and I was really happy with also. I had 65 and 66 with her.
Lots of people comment on your videos.
Yes, I have a lot. This whole thing was a great idea to get everyone involved and a little bit more inside the barn and see what people do on an everyday basis, and that was great.
So it was a good experience.
It was great.
So we did.
My season went really well. I didn't show that much. I've done 2 so far, and I did 3 Grand Prix, and we did really well. I was really happy with my horse. He's still trying his heart out, and he's older, so I was really thrilled with him. We had 67 at the first show. The last show that I did with him was a little more difficult. There was a little bit more going on, so he was looking around. He's a stallion, so it's a little bit feisty sometimes, but we still had like 64 or 9, so I was happy. It's really good.
And this was a good experience, the documentary.
Yeah, it was a
Enjoyed-
great experience. I loved it. It was a great way to get our name out there. And I think it's great for people to be able to see what goes on behind the scenes in Wellington and really get a feel for it. Yeah, no, it was a great experience. I would love to do it again, for sure. Yeah.
Perfect. So, and did you get a lot of comments from your family?
Yeah, a lot of people. I posted a lot of things on Facebook, and people were really happy with how it all went. And I think it was really cool that we got to be in Wellington magazine, and that was
amazing.
great. Yeah, so it was great.
Unexpected.
Yeah, really
bonus.
unexpected. I didn't know that picture was going to be in there, but it was good. I was happy.